is for you.
Yes, sir. What is going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco. And we finally got a press conference, y'all. We finally got a press conference. He finally says something. It wasn't from Carson, like I was kind of hoping we would get something from Carson, but we got a press conference from my guy Nick Sirianni. I feel like when he did his interview, he seemed so, so confident. So, I guess that's what a pre-recorded camera thing would do. A pre-recorded interview would do that. But I'm not mad at it. He couldn't answer a lot of questions that I know we all wanted to hear him answer. Before I get too deep into it, I'll let the chat brew for a little bit. What's going on, everybody? Take a second, hit that like, share the video. I want to hear everybody's opinion. I want to know what everybody's thinking right now. What's good? Where you hiding? My guy? What's good? Big play Slay. Yeah, I like that. I'm not mad at it. Nervous Nick. But he got better as it went. I feel like, to be honest, I feel like he couldn't answer a lot of things. So it was kind of him having to think of ways to work around questions. You know what I'm saying? But the only thing that worried me is that he said Howie Roseman has say on the air. I feel like it's going to be more of a collective effort than we all want it to be. So what's up, Philly? What's up, Josh? How's it going? What's going on, Big Play Slay? That press conference was pretty good. I'm not mad at it. What's good, Lenny D? What's good? Can Carson at least put an Eagle sign so we know that's what I'm saying, that he's all right. We just need to know you all right, big dog. I'm excited for the Eagles' future. I am too. Big D says, yo, what's good, Big D? I think he did great for what he had to work with a week in his career here. Facts. A lot of the best reporters wasted time on Wentz questions. I knew there would be a few that to start, but they kept asking even though he said he couldn't answer. But why can't he, all right, this is my thing. And this is me nitpicking because, like I said, I'm not mad at this interview. I think it was pretty good. I think he'll be good for this organization. Like I said, there are some things that he said that kind of got me nervous. But my thing is, you have been here for a week. Why is it taking so long to get these coaches? Why is it taking so long for all this to happen? Maybe I'm being a little bit too impatient, but man, why waste time asking questions that they knew he wouldn't answer? Because this is Philly, man. Philly media was trying to trip him up. That's really what it came down to. Hey, they were just trying to trip him up. But, he said he had conversations with both quarterbacks. He said they went well. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure their conversations went deep. This comes back again, man. We just need to hear something from Wentz. I know a lot of people are saying, no, he doesn't have to say anything, but I don't know. I need to hear it. See, there we go. I feel like Wentz doesn't. It's not about that he owes it to us. It's about people are coming at you. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are coming at him. People are questioning his leadership, his character. People are writing some crazy stuff. And usually it's like, whatever, let your game, talk for you, let your play talk for you. But people are questioning that too. So, it's nerve-wracking, man. It is nerve-wracking. His one impressor was better than every other. I will say that. It wasn't as sad to watch. Like, he seemed at least happy, at least excited. What's good, Joey Shakes? Roseman having control of 53. Yeah. And he said collective effort a little bit too much for my likings. And like I said, for him to not be able to say anything about the Carson and Jalen situation, he did say that every position is open. Take that for what you will. But I don't know, man. It doesn't seem, I'm not going to say he's a yes man because I don't think he is, but he didn't give me the impression that he'll really come in here and shake things up and say, hey, bro, I'd rather him take his time and do it right. And I feel you. What I got out of it, Wentz could be gone. Think about it. I bet Wentz pissed. I don't know. Like, I was really reaching for straws when he was talking. I'm not gonna lie. I was really looking to try and find some stuff and like really be like, oh, I could, pick at that. And but he did a good job of dancing around the question. Because I mean, he answered most of those questions the same way. So I don't know if you could take that out of it, then I don't know. But I personally couldn't take really anything out of it, man. Considering that we're paying Wentz a lot of money and the fact that the QB situation remains unsolved, I think Wentz will be gone. It's all up to Wentz at this point, man. It's all up to Wentz at this point. Like I've said this from the beginning of offseason. You know what I'm saying? Like Wentz doesn't necessarily have to tell us what he wants, but like he has to know what he wants. He has to decide. Like we can't go into, we can't be into training camp and, starting him as our quarterback. And then week 2, we're going through this again because he's having a bad week. Like we can't keep going through this. So he has to make a decision pretty soon. I can't see Wentz giving a city his 100% when he doesn't feel we want him here. Why would he want to put his career on the line for a city who he doesn't trust? My thing is, what does the city have to do with him? Realistically, if he would have went to Dallas, he would have been playing for Dallas's city. He would have been. He's not playing for the city. He's playing for the football team. Like at the end of the day, I feel like sometimes and I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general, like we look at these players and we think too much like, oh, these people care. Like they probably care what we say a little bit, but my man's is getting paid $100 million. I'll give you 100 million reasons why he should come out here and play and risk his career for our team. I'll give you 100 million reasons. When silence speaks volumes. Big facts, bro. Big facts. And man, look, I liked what he said about, the Gannon hire too, just to kind of go off on a tangent for a second. And to go back to his core values, he said that competition to him is important. Competition on and off the field. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's somewhat telling. He said accountability a lot. I like that. I don't know what to really read from this. You can tell Joe hasn't taken a psych class. You can tell I don't care. I don't care. I guess it's just me. If I was Wentz, I wouldn't say anything. I don't know. If it's me and I know I just got paid, I know I'm the starting quarterback, I'm going to go out there and ball. They did, and that's why Nelson Aguilar is gone. Bro, you don't think you think the fans didn't affect Nelson Aguilar? We definitely did. If you don't have a strong enough mentality, you're not gonna make it nowhere, man. You're not gonna in any type of sport, bro. I don't care if it's bowling. If you go through any type of adversity and you fold, you're not gonna make it. It's just not gonna happen. I don't care if you work in a restaurant. Not really. If he comes out and balls next year, then we have a better team. That's what it's going to come down to. It's not going to Wentz isn't going to like magically make everybody sound dumb because like he didn't say anything. At the end of the day, as a man, when people are coming at your character, I feel like you should say something. I'm not gonna knock him. It is what it is. If you don't want to say nothing, you don't want to say nothing. But I feel like he should say something, anything. Why does he have to say anything to the media as long as his teammates and the coaches know who I truly am? I'm cool with that. But do they? Do they? I mean, everybody else is out here shouting out Nick Sirianni saying congratulations. I haven't heard nothing from Carson. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Let's be honest. We are the Eagles. Without us, Eagles are no one. What's the first thing you hear when someone says the Eagles? The fans. Not facts. I've said it too before. Like we have a little bit too much control over what happens, and especially the media now because they can't get to, the stadium. They're not around the players as much as they used to be. So there are some people out there that are definitely just making up stories. But my big thing is that while I've been a Wentz guy, he needs to hire a quarterback coach this offseason and get to work and fix his footwork ASAP. Wentz has to fix Wentz. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm saying too. Like you can't just go through this. If we have actual training camp, especially, you can't go through this whole offseason in like lull. You can't be in that space. You can't be in that like, well, he might be back, he might not be back. Because like you said, we have to work on his mechanics. We got things we got to fix with him. And last year, you could say that hurt him too. So, we have to fix some things around him. Obviously, a lot of things around him. The team has to be better. But the only way the team is going to get better is if we have a clear vision of what's happening next. You know what I'm saying? I want my wide receivers to know who their number one quarterback is. I like Hurts a lot, but Wentz is my QB. I respect it. I'm telling y'all, Wentz is out. Wentz out. That's the story that's going around, and he's not silencing it. That's the whole thing. If he literally tweeted like "fly equals fly," boom, how much better would you guys feel? You guys would feel amazing. It would be great to hear that. Just a fly equals fly. See y'all next year. That's all we need. That's all we need. I like Hurts, but once again, I already read that. The new coaching staff will help Wentz a lot, but it comes down to him fixing it. Josh Allen fixed a lot of his mechanics in the offseason. It wasn't all done. Exactly. You have to have that willingness to change. And one thing I haven't seen from Carson, and I will say he's a warrior, fights, he's a great player, everything, but he has not shown me the willingness to just take it on the chin and change. You know what I'm saying? And this is a perfect season, I feel, for him to really just, eat his pride or swallow his pride, whatever you want to say, and you move forward and you fix what you have to fix. You're getting paid. Like, think about that. Think about on the job training. You're getting paid $100 million. You're getting paid $30 million a year to develop. You know what I'm saying? And become a great quarterback. We're putting that much faith in you that we're putting everything around you while we know you have to develop. To me, come on. Wentz wanting out correlates with Ertz leaving. I mean, outside of Doug, maybe he mad at Howie for not keeping Ertz. Possibly. I mean, it seems like, yeah, Howie and Ertz are just like beefing or something. It's just weird. It's just really weird that everything just went to hell, for lack of better terms, within like 2 seasons. Like, I don't know where we went wrong. I wish everything was the same. I don't know what's going on, man. But shout out to everybody that's in the chat. 33 people in here. Make sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe if you are new. Who do I start between Carson and Hurts? I made a video about this. I went live the other day, I think 2 days ago or something. If I'm going as like, who do I think is the better quarterback, like skill wise, I would take Carson. Carson to me is the better skill-wise quarterback. But if I'm going as far as like for the franchise, what do I think is probably the smarter move? I'm probably leaning towards Jalen Hurts. I feel like if you're going to be in a rebuild, even if it's for 1-2 seasons, I don't think rebuilding around a 28-year-old, $35 million quarterback makes sense, in my opinion. Like I said, I think that Carson Wentz is the better quarterback, but I just think Jalen Hurts makes more sense to rebuild around. Why are his mechanics still an issue? That's my thing. We've been, but if we're willing to, he has great play potential. He has big play potential, has a very high ceiling, if he stays healthy and continues to develop. So if that outweighs the negatives that he has right now, then that's something you have to realize, and that's something you have to be willing to work with. And that has to be something that this offseason is, kind of focused on. And like I said, that doesn't mean the drafting. That means you get these coaches working with your starting quarterback. And that starts this week. That's why, you heard him keep on saying next week he'll really look at these players and really see what these guys are. That's when, if we're in this situation next Friday, we're talking about this next Friday and don't know who, or don't even have some type of inkling to where he's leaning towards for our starting quarterback, I'll be really worried. There's only so long Wentz can stay silent for. That's the thing, man. At some point, he's going to have to come and talk to the media. You can't, maybe he'll just come out and say he didn't want to get fined. Maybe that's what we'll get. So you want Carson to play social media games like that? No, I want him to just say what he wants. Deshaun Watson at least said what he wants. I'm not saying come out here and like post weird, subliminal messages that we all have to decrypt. I don't care about that. I'm just saying post emoji that's an eagle emoji. Post something. Just let us know that these aren't true, because like I said, look at what we're talking about. Look at what we're talking about. You know what I'm saying? If he said anything, I couldn't talk about this. And this wasn't even what the video is supposed to be about. This is just what everybody brought up. Yeah, we don't know if Sirianni or Wentz talked. We don't have their phones. So, I mean, he said that they talked, you know, he said that they talked, and then he said he couldn't say anything about the rumors. So to me, it's like, I don't know if, like, you know, you guys all know my boy Brandon. So if me and Brandon are you know, running this podcast and y'all hear that Brandon might leave next year, and I come on and I'm talking and y'all like, yo, you know, what's up with Brandon? Did you talk to him? What's up with these rumors that he might leave? And I come on here and I'm like, yeah, I talked to Brandon. It was a good talk. I can't really talk about him leaving. What are you going to think? You're going to think he's leaving. Why can't you just say, no, he's good. He's happy here. That's my thing. You can just say that. That's not like unprofessional or leaking too much by saying me and him talked and I think we're on the same page. That would have squared away a lot of things. Instead, he said, I can't talk about it. So they're opening the door. They're keeping that door open. Exactly. Come to camp, battle it out, and I'm cool with it. Whoever wins. I don't care who my quarterback is. I've said this before. You could hire Doug Peterson as our quarterback. I really don't care. If he wins games, I'm down with it. I don't care what that name on the back of the jersey says. So would feel better if Sirianni said Hurts was quarterback. Like, how would that help? He doesn't know he knew head coach. I didn't say that. Anyways, his mechanics got bad when John DeFilippo. We have a new quarterback coach now that will change. Press Taylor is gone. That's what. Yeah, I'm hoping that, because like you said, in 2017 we saw from 2016 to 17, you know, his rookie to his second year, we saw that development. We saw that he got better. You know, his decision making was better. Obviously, had a way better offensive line, and they were healthy most of that year. So, you know, I like I said, I think he has a very high ceiling, but he has to work on it. He definitely has to work on it. Philly did the 2017 Eagles and the people around Carson make Carson elite, or did Carson make them elite? That's what we need to figure out. That's exactly what we need to figure out. And like I said, I think he has the talent. He wouldn't get picked number 2 overall if he didn't have talent. You know, it's obvious that he has the talent there. It just comes down to he has to be able to work on what he is devoid in, and the areas that he's lacking in, the areas that he's, you know, hurting the team with. He has to be willing to work on that. And we'll see if he is. I think he is. I don't think that he's a bad person or anything. What's up, bro? Your new name too long. We're not rebuilding. We have a great coach. Things will change this season. I hope so. If, you know, he even said when they asked him about the timetable on, you know, the playoffs, he basically playoffs. He was basically just saying that he feels that there's a lot of talent on this team. He's excited. And, you know, I feel like this was, even though it was a late press conference, I feel like Philly wanted way more answers than he was able to give. So, you know, it's kind of unfair to him, but at the same time, it kind of sucks because I wanted him to be able to answer some of these questions. But it doesn't look like he really is in detailed, like, checked the team and seen who he has. I mean, he has a lot to do. Oops. Good thing is that if we can get through this year, we have a ton of cap space in 2022. Exactly. Yeah, I think we'll be all right. I honestly don't think we ain't in a rebuild. Doug and the coaches didn't utilize the players to their best skill set. Reason why I say rebuild is because we're in cap hell. Our cap situation is really, really bad right now. So reason I say rebuild is because we're going to have to figure out, like, a lot of these players might not be here. You know, a lot of these big name players might not be here. So we'll see who is and we'll see who isn't. We're probably not going to be big players in free agency. So we're basically, at best case scenario, going to be running it back to the most for the most part, I should say. So I think it's going to be at least a year that it's going to be rough. And this year, for me, it's probably going to be rough. But I thought 2017 was going to be a rebuilding year. So who knows? Because if he was elite, shouldn't he have been able to do what Watson did in Houston this past year? You know, maybe. It's hard to really it's a different situation. Deshaun Watson probably dealt with worse coaching overall and just as bad, if not worse, of a GM. It's hard to really compare their situations. I mean, at the end of the day, I think Deshaun Watson is better than Carson Wentz. Even, I think anybody can say that. But, there's different levels of elite. I don't know. It's hard to explain that. It's hard to say that. Young Money, you stated that Wentz balled in with mechanic issues. He did with mechanic issues, but you still have to fix them. That doesn't mean that, you could just ignore him. QB is a big part of the problem. QB coach is a part of the problem. Brian Johnson is a massive upgrade. But again, end of the day, it comes down to off-season work outside of time with the team. Yeah, he's got to get it. He's got to get it right on his own, or at least set the groundwork. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I think he can do it. I think he's willing to do it. Yeah, look at that. 30-something people watching, only 8. Like, y'all ain't shit. Coach, exactly. That was one thing that kind of I don't know if he slipped, if that slipped out. It was talking towards quarterbacks. That was the question that was asked before he said that. So I don't know. Yeah, Jeff talked way too much. Jeff saying Deuce is like a son to him. Oh my God. Jeffrey talked way too much. That man talked for hours. I do not. I've never ever heard that man talk that much. We wanted him to talk all season. We're going through all this strife all season, and you pick now to talk for 5 hours. Bro, we in a rebuild. Listen to what Lurie said in our cap situation. We're about to get rid of a hell of people. Exactly. It is what it is. We're going to get really young and hopefully, not as bad. That's debatable. Who better out of Wentz? That is not debatable. I'm sorry. That's not debatable right now. Maybe 2 years ago, maybe in 2017, that was, we'll give it to Carson, but nah. Deshaun Watson right now is, to me, a better quarterback. Like if I'm on any other team, like if I'm the Jaguars and I have to pick between Deshaun Watson and Carson Wentz right now, I'm taking Deshaun Watson. Personally. Watson has one of the best left tackles in football on his team. And Brandon Cooks, Will Fuller, and Randall Cobbs. That's a wide receiver core Carson could only dream of having. I don't know. I'm personally taking I don't know. I don't think y'all realize how bad Bill O'Brien is. Bill O'Brien is trash. So I'm taking Deshaun Watson. How is he better than Wentz? Because he is better. I mean, the decision making is better than Wentz. Obviously more athletic. He has one of the worst offensive lines. They just gave up a first round. They were trying to get our guy. They were trying to get Andre Dillard. I'm not. Yeah, Will Fuller's plays maybe 5 or 6 games a year if we're lucky. If they're lucky, I'm sorry, nah. I'm not taking. I love Wentz and everything, but nah, bro. I'm being realistic. Who's a free agent linebacker we should invest in? I think Matt Milano could be good. I haven't really looked into. I don't want to say anybody that because I haven't really looked into it to be 100% honest. I don't know. I'm more inclined to go towards the draft for linebackers. I think either they got either Micah Parsons or there's 2 linebackers, and of course I'm forgetting their name because I didn't think of it, but there's 2 linebackers that could go in the second round that I like that are pretty athletic. So I think there's some good young ones we can look at. Dak Prescott says Watson is better than Wentz. I'm better than Wentz. I don't know, man. That's no Michael Thomas. Yeah, I mean, they're injury prone, bro. And Bill O'Brien was garbage, bro. He was garbage. Bill O'Brien was not a good coach. He was a good coach. He made the playoffs 2 years before they drafted Sean Watson, and Watson lost a playoff game to the Colts 21. How do you manage only your score? What? Bill O'Brien was a coach for the Penn State Nittany Lions too. He is not a good coach. I'm not a fan of Bill O'Brien at all. I really like Nick. He seemed a little nervous, but I'm really excited about this offense. I am too. I'm a little cautiously optimistic. You know what I'm saying? I'm cautiously optimistic because, like I said, I feel like he'll bring something different to our team. I wish he would have said a little bit more about our running game. I feel like he didn't say a word about Miles Sanders. So I don't know. Where am I? Don't get a linebacker in free agency. Go get Jabril Cox. That's one of. There was another dude from. I want to say it was from Texas. That's a linebacker. I can't remember his name though. You should change your name to Garbage Time. Dak. Dink and Dak. Cowboys got all that talent, ain't do nothing. That's what I'm saying. We got to build this defense. Bill should have stayed in PSU. I'm glad he left. I'm glad we got. I don't really like Franklin either right now, but should be called give it to him once. Walk it to him once. Castro, we shouldn't have expected much from Nick this early, and us fans should buckle up for an exciting offseason. Yeah, it's one of those things. I was hoping he would give us answers. I kind of realized. I knew, especially early, he wasn't going to say much. But, shout out to him. At least he danced around the questions pretty well. I'll give him that. Would you trade Wentz next year's first, Fletcher Cox, and Ertz, maybe a second or third? Trade all that? For what? I mean, it depends on what I'm getting. Oh, for Watson? No. Why would I do all that? Nah. I wouldn't do all that for Watson. No. I think we're not one player away. Like just upgrading a little bit at the quarterback position is not going to bring us to the playoffs. Like our team is bad. Our whole team is bad, and we're in a bad cap situation. So there's got to be a lot to change. But I'm definitely not giving Houston a whole new offense. Nah, I'm good. Dak Prescott agreed, but his stats showed that he was bad. 4-11-1, but Deshaun almost 5,000 yards passing and went 4-12. I mean, wins are a team stat. You can't put wins and loss on one player. I mean, his best running back was what? David Johnson. Is Sirianni our state sanctioned calling plays? Sirianni is. So Nick Sirianni said he's going to be taking over play calling. Buddy Johnson, there we go. That's the dude I was thinking of. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Carson took us to the playoffs last year against a bad NFC East team. We were just a year behind. We got lucky. If Carson is starter, they better put in some Jalen Hurts packages. I was playing with a horrible defense. Bill O'Brien with Chip Kelly 2.0. Big facts, bro. Is it a rebuild or a revamp? I mean, that's gonna if we can hit on this draft, it could be a revamp. You know what I'm saying? If we can hit on this draft, we can definitely revamp this pretty quick. And a rebuild to me doesn't mean that we're going to be 4-11 every year. It doesn't mean that we're going to be the number 1 pick or top 5 pick. But to me, a rebuild is more so like you're not a competitive playoff team. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe an 8-8. 6-10, 9-7 type team. So I think we'll be around there for the next year or two. But we could get really good if we hit on these draft picks. Like I said, with the amount of coaching changes, it's a rebuild. It's possible. It's it's either way because we look back at when Doug came on, and when Doug came on, if you would have asked me that question, I would have been like, yeah, I don't even want to know if it's a rebuild because I don't know who Doug Peterson is. So at least I feel like this coach has a little bit more clout than Doug Peterson did. And we obviously interviewed a lot more people than we did when we got Doug Peterson. So I'm a little bit more confident in this hire, so we'll see. It could go either way. I don't think the whole team was bad. I think the coaching and QB play was bad. I think the whole team, I think that defense was bad. I think even down to Jason Kelce. I don't know how Jason Kelce got a Pro Bowl. Jason Kelce had a slew of bad games. Don't get me wrong, they're not bad in the sense of they can never play, a football game, but they were bad last year. Everybody had their part in that 4-11-1 record. David Johnson is trash. How they do it for Wentz, so why can't I do it for Watson? I don't know what you mean. Did I miss a do what? Oh, no, with the wings. I mean, it doesn't. For me, it doesn't either way. With Wentz, he on the surface, him getting benched, maybe I guess you could say he got blamed for the losses. Oh. I live in the hood, y'all. I live in the hood. But but nah, I guess that you could say that they blamed it on him, but they really didn't. He was playing poorly. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he was out there balling out and we were just losing. Like Deshaun Watson was literally out there balling out. I don't know if y'all can hear that. Can y'all hear that? That's just gonna piss me off. I'm about to go out there and fight them right now. There we go. That trade would clear a ton of cap and give us a young superstar quarterback. And we are already talking about moving Ertz and Fletcher is great, but is kind of overpaid. Yeah, but I don't know if you get right back into a big contract like that. I do think that he's good. I think, obviously I just said that I think he's better than Wentz, but I don't know. I don't know, man. I saw today that Dallas could be interested in Watson. How does that make you feel? That would be interesting. I'd feel bad for Dak, man. Dak, they hate on Dak, bro. They really do hate on Dak. I don't know. If they did that to him, bro, I would kind of feel bad for him. But, I mean, their offense would be great. It depends. If they gave up, I would love for them to give up their first-round pick. Or I would love for them to go and grab, what's it called? Go and grab Kyle Pitts or a tight end in that top 10 pick. I would love to see that. Go work on that offense way more. Who cares? Because that's not winning you games. So rebuild has more than one definition of facts. Another year with Carson, big baby Wentz. That trade is too much, especially when those players alone can draw more. Yeah, exactly. I'd rather give it up for draft capital. I'd rather not get players back. I'd rather go out there and draft some people and hope that we can hit. Fake news, fake news. Yeah, but you good, Castro. I'm saying some unpopular decisions today. I'm sorry, y'all. Another Eagles fan trying to stir the pot. I thought you were talking about me. Agreed. Wentz stats showed that he was bad, but Watson had great stats. So why they go 4-12? Because that whole team is bad. That whole team was terrible, bro. That whole team was terrible. They didn't have any wide receivers that played more than 2 games in a row. That team was bad, dude. I mean, they would have had the number 3 pick for a reason. They were a terrible team, just like we were. If anything, Dallas will show interest in Stafford. He's from the area. I don't think they move on from Dak. If they, like I said, if they really move on from Dak, that's kind of dumb, in my opinion. At this point, even if it's a short-term contract, like a 3-year contract or 2-year, 3-year contract, and David Culley just said, the reason I'm in this position today is because I know he's going to be a Houston Texan, talking about Deshaun Watson. So it doesn't look like Deshaun Watson is going to be leaving. We'll see. Wentz milks horses. Watson is already in Texas. He's in Houston. Yeah, that's true. You just have to go right over there. I don't want to give up picks for Watson. No, I don't think I'm not. We're not in the position to really do that right now. Deshaun is not going to leave the Texans to go to another owner that thinks the same way. That's the truth too. That's very true. Okay, I was wrong then. My bad. I was wrong. Either way, their team sucks. Is the whole point. All right, their whole team sucks, and Brandon Cooks is not that fire, bro. All right, let's stop. Deshaun is not going to live. I already read that. They had 3 1,000-yard receivers. I mean, hey, that's why Deshaun's better. Deshaun is nice. There's no way you're going to sit here and tell me, especially after that season that he just had, that Deshaun Watson is worse than Carson Wentz. There's no way. No, nah. There's just no way for me. I don't know. Agree to disagree, I guess. Honestly, bro, no one in the NFC can talk. We all sucked in our own right. Exactly. This whole division was just depressing, bro. Just depressing. Brandon Cooks played 14 years. Yeah, I was wrong. It is what it is. I'm wrong a lot. Please trade Jalen. Give him a shot somewhere else. This reminds me of Deuce. We have to get value out of somebody, bro. We have all these players that we know we're probably not going to be able to stay, not going to be able to keep on the roster. So we have to start getting value out of these guys. Like, Watson had wide receivers despite being inconsistent. He still threw over 4,800 yards. But 4-12, come on, my God. I mean, we were 4-11-1. Like, I don't understand how Deshaun Watson is responsible for the catastrophe that happened over there in Houston. Houston is a crap show from start to finish. Brandon Cooks has 1,000 yards. He will be a top wide receiver. Name one wide receiver Carson Wentz had as good as him. I would take D-Jax over him just because he's hurt. I mean, we put the people around him. It's not his fault that they get hurt. It's not our fault that they get hurt. I mean, we love to say how he got 4,000 yards with these people that have no names. Travis Fulgham was on the what's it called? Travis Fulgham was on the cusp of getting 1,000 yards, and then he just falls off earth. Alshon starts actually catching balls once Jalen Hurts gets in. So I mean, we could sit here and talk numbers all day, but we all watched the season last year. I don't understand where the thought that none of that was Carson's fault. Like that was Carson's fault too. He definitely has to step it up. Well, I feel like people just like don't want to give because every time, and I'm gonna say this, I like Wentz, right? I like Wentz. He's a good player, bro. But every time you say anything about how Wentz has to fix something, it becomes but this, but that, but this. No, let's just admit that he had a terrible year and he was a reason that we lost. He wasn't the reason. He wasn't the only reason. Obviously, a lot of people got, fired and people are going to get cut and all the other people are at fault. But he is part of the blame. He has to fix what he is doing. He's not playing well. It's that simple. You know what I'm saying? And to get paid $30 million, he's not living up to that $30 million. And he really hasn't done it. He hasn't had an exceptional year since 2017. Realistically. And depending on who you talk to, he either had a great team around him, or in my opinion, he didn't really have that great of a team around him. And if you look at the top wide receivers that he's had, Donovan McNabb could dream of people like that. Like, come on. Real talk. Donovan McNabb did not have the weapons that we are giving Carson Wentz. So, I mean, I don't understand what the disconnect from, the end of the season to this year is. No, I agree. Wentz was horrible in 2020 and deserves a lot of blame. But what about Watson since we was comparing the two? I understand Watson. To me, Watson does, at the end of the day, you're the quarterback. You have fault. But I don't think that he's worse than Carson. Like, they weren't losing because the offense couldn't put up points. I don't think that was their problem. You know what I'm saying? Like, Deshaun Watson was putting up points like you guys are putting up. You guys are putting up the stats. His offense was moving. Our offense did not move. Like, that's what I'm trying to say. And realistically, Carson has not been elite since 2017. And even in 2017, it's hard to say that he was elite because he had elite running game. So, I mean, look, I don't know. I think he can be a great player, but I think we're all giving him a little bit too much cushion. And this is the year we have to stop doing that. Because if we lose another quarterback, if we lose another head coach because of our quarterback, bro, I've said this before, man. You can't act like LeBron if you're not going to play like LeBron, bro. And he's kind of acting like LeBron. If he really had say in Super Bowl winning coach leaving, I mean, that's something to, really, I'm not saying be scared of, but that's something to take into account. Got to give him a chance with a healthy line. I agree. I mean, but my whole thing is he's got to be willing to fight. He's got to come into that offseason and he's got to prove that he's the player that we need to be out and that needs to be out on the field. Give Wentz the first 4 games. If he sucks, it'd be dumb, but give him a chance. It's, the chance. I don't know, man. I don't know. I've said this before, and I hate to keep on, harping on it, but giving Carson is a chance is kind of screwing your organization if he sucks. I just we have to be, and if you're okay with that, I'm okay with that. If you like it, I love it. I don't care. If you're willing to sit there and say, all right, you're down to fight for your job, like I said, I'm down for a QB competition. But if Carson loses that QB competition, we lose his value. If we can get a second round out of him now, I'm not saying we can't, but if we can get a second round out of him now, if he loses the QB competition to Jalen Hurts, we're not getting anything. We're not getting anything from him. Where am I? I just lost my space. T.O. is one of the greatest of all time. And we had him for what? Bro, come on. I mean, come on, bro. Realistically, we had him for the Super Bowl game, and we had him for maybe 7 games, 8 games. Come on, man. My man was breaking franchise records with Freddie Mitchell and Todd Pinkston. Wentz was bad in 2020. Erase it for both players and look at the numbers. Numbers don't tell me much. I'm sorry. Not especially in those. The eye test for me. I saw what Carson Wentz did. We all saw Carson Wentz make play after play that was questionable. So cushion or a lot of blame. I'm not look, just because I'm saying he has to fix things and I'm being honest about what it will mean or what it could mean if he comes back and does bad, that doesn't mean I'm blaming him. I'm being realistic. If this was Tom Brady, I would be saying the same thing. If Tom Brady came off his worst year, I would be saying the same thing that, hey, if he has value now, all right, this is not Tom Brady. That's a terrible, you know what I'm saying now. Most other quarterbacks, I'm saying the same thing. If you're in this situation and you have not really seen what this guy is, we don't know what he is in the playoffs. And that's a big part of being a quarterback, especially in Philadelphia. Eagles were losing games because of Carson. Texans weren't losing because of Deshaun to a certain extent. I think Wentz already Wentz didn't lose us every game, but he definitely lost us a couple. Wentz does act like he won the ship already. That's what I'm saying. He acts like he's, he acts like he's Aaron Rodgers. Like, you did sign crazy. Bro, he's good. I'll give you that. He's good. We all see that he can throw a ball very nicely. He can elude people. He can get out of sacks. But he has not shown that he is the end-all, be-all, that he's a franchise leader, a franchise changer. And that's what we're expecting him to be. How can people who never met a person speak on their character? Did I speak on somebody's character? I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I want to hear it from him. But either way, agree. If Wentz came out looking bad, then can't say nothing. Look, if he comes out looking bad, we're hit. That's what you got to understand. If you know right now, hey, I might lose my job next year, and you're coming to your boss listen, I'll take a little bit of a pay cut so you guys can move on from me, and we can figure something, where I don't have to necessarily fight for my job. I say you take that opportunity, man, because if he loses that job, who's to say he's going to come back into your office and be like, all right, I'll still take that pay cut if you can find me somewhere to go. He might just say, all right, whatever, I'm going to sit on the bench for $30 million. Then what? You're stuck with him for 2 more years. So if there's an out and there's any type of question, I don't know. Bad take for 2017 Castro. Carson still has to perform no matter how good that roster is. He definitely still has to perform, but we had a great defense and we had a great running game. And you see, once the defense isn't as great and the running game isn't as prevalent, you see what happens. So, when Aaron Rodgers doesn't have a running game, he was still putting up numbers. So you guys love numbers. Let's look at those numbers, right? Carson has tunnel vision. He only sees what's in front of him. His footwork sucks. He holds onto the ball too long. He looked like a rookie in his 5th year. Those are facts, bro. Those are facts. Those are facts. You can watch the game watch his footwork time and time again. Pigeon toeing. His front foot is just overextends. Like, it's weird. Some of the stuff he does, you learn early, and it feels like he's been regressing. And a lot of that has to do with poor play around him, but most of it has to do with him. Watson had the ball last in 7 of his 12 losses in the year and failed to lead the game-winning drive. Explain that. I mean, he lost. I don't know which one. When does Carson Wentz bring us back? Like, like, you guys are acting like Carson Wentz went out there and won. Come on. I thought I was Doc Rivers talking. You thought I was Doc Rivers, or you were Doc Rivers? McNabb ran him off. That's his fault. I do agree. McNabb and Andy just didn't want to deal with him. But I mean, that man played for a lot of teams, so it is what it is. I'm all for Hurts, but every time I say Hurts, people look at me like I'm stupid, so I just gave up. Look, I've said time and time again, I am not a Wentz fan. I'm not a Hurts fan. I'm a Philadelphia Eagles fan, bro. Whoever is going to be good, that is who I am going with. That is who I am going with. I don't care. I'm going to stick behind that. If it's Wentz, if it's Hurts, I'm going to go with the better quarterback. But you aren't going to sit here and tell me that Carson is just absolved of any type of that he's magically going to, everything's going to snap because everybody else is going to play good next year. That's not how it works. Carson has stuff that he has to work on. But McNabb had a top 5 defense all them years. Wentz has had that maybe once. I mean, I'm not really sure. Drew Brees has never – the one time he had a top 5 defense, he won a Super Bowl. He has never really had a great defense outside of this year also too, obviously. But, he puts his numbers up. I'm not really – I mean, we can make excuses. We can make reasons for why, Wentz isn't the best quarterback in the league. But he's not, and he has things he needs to work on. That's the simple fact. And if he needs to work on it, are you trying to pay him $30 million to work on it? I'm not. T.O. was a loud mouth, big facts. Carson broke franchise record with Greg Ward. He broke a record that was getting 4,000 yards with nobody over 500. That's not really a franchise. That's just some random record that they made up. I mean, he broke the franchise record of touchdowns, and he did that with, Zach Ertz, Alshon Jeffrey, Torrey Smith. Who else we had that year? We had the dude that did the backpack dance that's gone now. So, and then we had a number 3 rushing offense, and a pretty damn good defense that year. I am back. 30 people in the house. Yeah, I know you guys probably don't like what I'm saying, but just hit that like either way. Yeah, I can hit the dislike too. It really don't matter. Just I usually don't argue with y'all, but I'm in my bag today, I guess. They whooping your ass, bro. For real, bro. For real, man. The one time I don't bring Brandon on, they over here at my neck, bro. Hey, I'm just glad to put to an end Tom Mayfield. Yeah, I mean, hey, it's looking like that. It's definitely looking like that. I've been saying there should be no quarterback competition. Do you think they will trade? Do you think there will? That's what I'm saying. There won't be any trade value. I'm not even high on it. It's not about who I think. Like I've said, if I had to pick who the better quarterback is, if I'm, grading them, I'm obviously going to say that Carson Wentz is the better quarterback. He's more physically gifted at the position. But if you're looking at it from a franchise perspective, do you want to be stuck in that money if you have an out? If he's coming to you saying, I don't want to fight this guy for my position, that should say something to you about this guy. Wentz was the worst quarterback in the NFL last year. Y'all got to be real. He is broken. He can't handle having a backup. Look at Rodgers with his backup. He was signed in the first round. Wentz is too soft for Philly. I won't say he's broken, but, do you want to spend $30 million a year fixing him? And will it work? Did you hear Howie Roseman has control of 53-man roster? Unfortunately, that's going to be annoying. Dallas lost to Philly last year because of Dak. He came to Philly to kick 3 field goals. Big facts, though. I mean, I don't know how we won that game. We didn't win that game because of Carson. I'll tell you that much. Carson was trash that game. Offense with weapons can carry an average QB. Exactly. And it's all about scheme. Yeah. Jordan Love ain't no real threat to Aaron Rodgers, and LaFleur call plays to the team strength. Yeah, he definitely does. I mean, so we're just gonna. I don't know. I don't know. So Jordan Love is not better than Jalen Hurts, in your opinion, is what I'm gathering from that. But at the same time, we can't ignore the comparison. We can't ignore like, oh no, that's not the same thing. It is the same thing. One quarterback, and it's even worse for Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers knows Green Bay is cutthroat. Green Bay will cut you if you have one bad year. Realistically, that's how Aaron Rodgers got his season. I mean his chance to start. You know what I'm saying? So he knows what it is. Like, will they? No, obviously, I don't think they're going to be letting him go anytime soon. But he could be in the position that he's like, wait, what? I still got time, and he's not. If Carson is still on our team, he's going to start next season. He's making too much money to sit on the bench. That's why they hired this guy to fix Carson. That's possible. That's possible. Don't say that word. I don't know what I said. I'm not going to say it again. If you're going to trade Carson, it's before day 3 of the new league. Yeah. When that bonus kicks in, and it's before he puts any more bad picks in other team facing killing his value. Yeah. I don't know what we would get from him. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we could get like a second out of him? I'm thinking like maybe a third, depending on the team. We might even end up in a situation. But see, I would say we would end up in a situation like with Bradford, where we got the first out of him out of a desperate team, but we couldn't do that. We can't hold on to him that long. So I don't know, man. He has some bad games, bro. Carson has some bad games. Carson will come if it's 2 minutes and the game's on the line. Name a time he didn't. Carson is clutch with 2 minutes left, and yes, Carson deserves to win. Carson, I would have to look up the actual comeback stats, but his comeback stats, because I have a lot of friends that are Cowboy fans, and they love to show me those stats. From what I remember, his comeback stats aren't that good, so I'm gonna have to disagree there. But nah, I meant Sirianni was talking like a basketball coach half the time. Facts that he right, and he even made that the reference to a basketball game when he was talking about the championship game in 2016. He's like, yeah, when they were storming the court. I'm like, why are you talking about basketball right now? Thoughts on becoming a run first team and drafting a it depends where in this round or 2 or 3. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't mind, depending on who it is in round 2. Like if somebody like Najee Harris falls to us in round 2, I would not be opposed to that. Maybe like Chuba, I can't say his. Every time I say his name, I mess up. Chuba Hubbard, I wouldn't mind either because he's a little bit different from what Miles is. But I wouldn't be mad at getting somebody that would give us a nice little 1-2 punch. And I'm happy to be a run first team. I want the game to slow down, and I think a run first team would help. What's it called? Would help any quarterback, whoever the quarterback is. What if both of the quarterbacks get shipped out, then Nick drafts his own quarterback at 6? That would be interesting. That would be very interesting. Well, we know that would be mostly Howie's decision, so that would be very interesting. I don't think that's possible, but who knows, right? Who knows? I agree Carson was horrible this year, but I'm confident it will change in 2021. I think he can change, but like I said in the beginning of this video, he has to want to change. He has to, get better on his own. Nobody's going to, we're going to obviously try and help him, but he's got to take his time out and actually get it together on his own. Exactly. He actually tries to. That's the whole thing. He has to actually try. Wentz is a thumbsucker, baby spoiled, and selfish. What team will follow that? Hey, we will see. We will see. I agree. Whoever quarterback is, I'll support, but I'm just a guy who isn't excusing him for bad play. But I ain't going to give up on him when Peyton Manning is bad, his 5th. That's all. Yeah, he's not. Carson Wentz is not Peyton Manning. Like, we got to stop with these outlandish comparisons. Like, he's not Carson. Carson Wentz is what we know he is. If he can stop turning the ball over, he's going to be a very good quarterback, but he's not, at least right now. It is what it is. I just know Pitts is going to be that Howie move it. I just know Pitts is going to be that Howie move. It just makes sense. Plus, with the Florida coach, if we get Pitts, more and more I watch him more. I'm going to do a video tonight about Kyle Pitts. I did a lot of like film review on him and took some notes on him. I mean, I like the guy. I'm not going to lie, but he would have to play wide receiver for me to pick him at 6. I wouldn't be mad if he moved into tight end and we just moved him all over, but he would have to like solidify that he's going to play wide receiver, and I need to see that 40 time around 4 or 5. Other than that, more I watch him, more I like him. Like I said, I'm going to do a video tonight, another live, because why not? Around like 6:30, maybe a little bit later. You guys tell me what time is best. Yeah, Pitts looks good. Yeah, he did. He did. And now he can't hold on to the ball. I'll second that collab. What would I miss? You, my guy, would be having intellectual conversation speaking on that. I'm going to need a collab soon. Yeah, we can get it popping, bro. We can get it popping. Maybe I'll turn tonight into like a call-in or a collab, something. I don't know. I got to get some food in me, man. I just finished doing my homework. All right, where am I? When's contract is chump change compared to other quarterbacks that's going to get paid? It's actually a discount for the organization. Laurie is making a business decision. It is. If he's a good quarterback, it is. But you don't pay a backup, $30 million. So that's the whole thing. You got to figure out what's going on. Let's just make everyone happy. Let's trade her. Winston Hurts draft Trey Lance at 6 to throw it in Carson's face. I did a video about Trey Lance when I first started this channel, like a Trey Lance versus Carson, because obviously they go to the same or went to the same school, right? So, and that was like one of my bigger. That was like my first like video that got over like 200 plays. I was so excited. So it's kind of funny that we're in this situation now. We're getting a first rounder. For Carson, you're saying? Or for who? I can see him going to the Broncos. Yeah, I can see Trey Lance going to the Broncos. Yeah, that's what I want to know. I want to know who we getting first for. Carson's come back to help the other team come back by I'm hoping for Dylan Moses in the round 2. I like him. I have actually looked him up. Thoughts on Javonte Williams? He's a bruiser. I like him. I like having someone that can spell Miles Sanders and that is a little bit different from him. Drafting a running back in the second round this year is as bad as drafting a quarterback in the second. No, because we need a running back. And I won't say we need like a starter, but if somebody that's good, I wouldn't be mad, bro, because we do need somebody else. If they don't believe in Boston Scott and Corey Clement, who are both free agents, you're going to need somebody, and why not have somebody you can trust? I mean, unless you're going to bring somebody like Jordan Howard or maybe Devontae Freeman. I think Freeman his contract is up. I think he only had 1 year with the Giants, so maybe. It's clear something was up with Wednesday. Moment Hurt stepped in, we had life. Even Alshon started catching balls. Exactly, that's the thing. We saw a difference, man. It was only for a little while, but we saw it. Justin Jefferson and CeeDee Lamb made sense. We didn't do that. Common sense. Yeah, we all know how he's a huge problem here. I always lose my I'm terrible at this, dude. I lose my spot in these comments like every 5 seconds. I could see a late first rounder for Carson, like with the Steelers. Well, I know Big Ben said he's willing to take a pay cut, so he's probably going to be their starter next year. And that's the thing. If you're a QB needy team, why would you want? If you're a QB needy team in a position to draft a quarterback, why wouldn't you do that? And if you're a QB needy team like with a quarterback like situation like the Steelers, it also doesn't make sense to get somebody like Carson because he doesn't obviously want to be a backup. So Carson's not going to sit for a year, so I don't know. It's going to be really weird. I think Colts are probably the still the only team that really, really makes sense just because of the connection. And even there is kind of an iffy situation. So I love your YouTube channel. I'm going to tell all my friends and sub you up, bro. I just saw your channel searching Eagles YouTubers. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Welcome to the family. Yeah, we got 30 people in here. I'll probably end this up pretty soon. But be sure to hit that like, hit that subscribe. Yeah, join the family. I'm trying to hit 1,200 by like the end of the month. It doesn't look like I'm gonna, but I'm 47 away. So if you guys know 47 people, that would be awesome. Steelers would never do that. Yeah, I don't think they would. Corey Clement needs to be gone. Well, go check out the video I just did about the players, you know, the free agent stay or go or whatever. I talked about Corey Clement. We'll see what happens with him. Y'all get your hopes up high. How he's going to draft a punter with the 6th pick. I wouldn't be surprised. He would be a fast punter, though. I never thought I was here. Yeah, if we were in a good position where we could keep Carson Wentz and it not be that big of a cap hit, like we have to realize, like Sam Bradford's cap was nothing like, you know, what Carson Wentz is right now. So we can't really hold on to him. We would have like a 3-day window that we could trade him, unless he works with us. That's the whole thing. With all the needs we have to not draft a potential starter in the first 3 rounds. I understand. That's true. That's very true. I get you on that. Ben is not guaranteed to be back. Well, he said he would take a pay cut, and he said he wants to be back, and I think that's really all the things that they needed to hear, to be honest. I think Steelers are down to have him back. I must have missed when Carson Wentz asked for a trade. Hey, I must have missed when he refuted all these reports. That's all I need. I just need to hear him say, nah, chill, B. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take a shot. He could be up in the tree while he's, like, hunting or something and just be like, hey, guys, I'm out hunting, but I'm not going nowhere. And I'm cool with that. I would be cool with that. You know what I'm saying? That's all I need. Let Carson go to the Raiders and be with Aguilar again. If Aguilar was a free agent, Howie would get him. I wouldn't be surprised. We need to draft a center and a right guard, definitely. Yeah, we definitely need a center. I'm not too big on getting like top 3. I think offensive line right now we're probably okay, to be honest. And I know that's probably an unpopular opinion. I'm not saying don't draft anybody. And I'm not saying don't get any, you know, undrafted free agents, because we've hit on a couple. But I don't think it's something that we want to put too much stock into right now. I think we're all right. My bad, y'all. All right, but anyways, yeah. So tonight I'm gonna come back on at 6:30, and we're gonna talk about this whole Kyle Pitts situation. See if he's the guy for us. Like I said, I watched some of his film. I like the guy. I don't know if he's gonna be the number 6 pick, but we will definitely talk about it. And maybe I'll turn it into a call-in. You know, maybe I'll turn it into a call-in. I don't know, because I know a lot of people have been asking for a call-in. So maybe I'll just do like the first 10 minutes just talking and then do a call-in for like an hour and a half or something like that. I don't know. You guys let me know what you want. Other than that, I appreciate everybody coming, chilling for a second. If you are new, please do hit that subscribe. Hit that like button. You know what I'm saying? If you chilled and you enjoyed the content, hit that like button if you're excited for Nick Sirianni, man, because I am. I'm excited. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out, y'all. Peace!
Eagles fans everywhere, this is for you.